Okay, so as I'm sure you guys are aware by now, or if you're not, here you go. The Shibuya arc is going to be starting probably here in late January. At the very least, we know these characters are confirmed to start releasing in late January. So if they're going to release Shibuya characters, realistically, the next part of the story is also going to be the Shibuya arc, which should be coming out. So these characters that you see here are all 100% guaranteed to drop at some point here, probably in the next year. It might take more than a year, but we'll have to see. But starting in January, we're going to start to get these characters. So the obvious characters that are most likely going to be coming first on the JP side of the game, I should mention this is all for the JP side of the game. Eventually Global will catch up and we will get these characters. But the characters that are most likely going to be first are probably going to be Itadori, Nobara, and Megumi. That's just like a given, right? More than likely we're going to get those Shibuya characters first, and then I imagine we get Nanami and his protege probably after that, or maybe at the same time. Maybe they'll run them at the same time. Ino coming out at the same time as Nanami would be pretty sick, but we'll have to wait and see. I imagine though it goes like those three first, then we get Nanami, then we get Ino, or vice versa on those two, and then after that it's debatable for whoever comes next, right? Beyond that we really don't know. However, beyond this graphic, there is a lot more characters that are in the Shibuya arc that are not even in this graphic that they have not confirmed yet. They will be doing a live stream here in a few days on the 19th, and they'll probably confirm more things, and I'm very excited to see what that live stream has to offer. We'll talk about it when it comes out, but yeah, these characters are all confirmed. Mei Mei, Maki, Panda, all these Shibuya characters should be coming out, but I want to focus today on what characters are not in this graphic. So starting with the first one, Mechamaru is the beginning of the Shibuya arc technically, and so we get Mega Mechamaru, right? That would be really sick to see. And the thing that also leads me and a lot of other people to believe that Mechamaru is going to be one of the first characters besides like Itadori, Nobara, and Megumi. I imagine Mechamaru might actually come out before any of these three. One of the things that leads me to believe that Mechamaru is going to be coming out for the Shibuya arc sooner rather than later is that his voice actor is attending the live stream conference, which is actually super hype. So a lot of people think that it's highly likely that Mechamaru is going to be one of the first Shibuya characters released. However, he's not in this graphic. So if Mechamaru is going to be released, that begs the question, what other characters could we potentially see in this next year? So I've compiled a list of all the characters that I think could make an appearance that are actually not on this graphic right here, because all these characters are pretty much confirmed, but anyone that is not on this graphic is not necessarily confirmed to be coming in this next year. So besides Mechamaru, I think we could also potentially see this guy right here. His name is Jiro, the guy that Megumi and Itadori fight at the beginning of the Shibuya arc. He would be an interesting character to see for sure. Now technically there's the granny and the grandson that come with him. I don't think we'll see the granny realistically, and I don't think we see the grandson either, even though Ino did fight the grandson. I feel like we will see a version of the grandson in a way. We will see a version of the grandson in Toji, right? I think Toji will be the reanimated Toji will be one of the characters that we see here in this next year potentially. I think it's highly likely. And then after Toji, I think we have a chance to see, oh my gosh, I can't even remember his name, Haruta there. I think we'll have a chance to see him because he fought Nanami. He might come out alongside Nanami as well. I imagine Ino, Nanami, and Haruta all come out relatively at the same time, but we'll have to wait and see. And then another big one that a lot of people want to see is Choso. Choso is highly likely to come out sometime this year. I don't think he'll be right away. I think he's one of those characters that has a lot of hype behind him, and a lot of people are going to want to see him come to the game. So I think it may be a little bit before we see him. But once again, he's not in the graphic either. We got tons of characters that are not in the graphic. It's actually crazy. We have Dagon. Dagon, I think, could be a free-to-play character ending up in the Phantom Exchange Metal Shop. I think it's highly likely that Dagon ends up there, considering he's one of the 4 special grade curses, and we have Mahito, Jogo, and Hanami already in there, so it would just make sense for Dagon to go there as well. It makes a lot of sense for him to go there. This next one is debatable on whether it actually comes out as a character and whether it comes out as a free-to-play character. I highly doubt it's a free-to-play character, but there is a chance that this is probably like my most hyped character, the one I want to see the most. I would love to see this come to the game. Mahoraga would be absolutely freaking insane. But it might just end up being like a version of Megami that dies or something, and then Mahoraga comes out for like a turn or two or something like that. Who knows what they'll do when they actually implement him. They have to implement some form of Mahoraga, but I don't know if it's going to be free to play, like a standalone unit, or if it's going to be a summonable unit. It would make sense to make it a summonable unit because it's such a hype character. People will spend money for Mahoraga. So I would assume it's summonable, but it's kind of in that same niche, like with all the cursed spirits, you know, Dagon, Mahito, Hanami. Like it's a unique thing that I feel like it could go in the free-to-play shop, but we'll have to wait and see what they actually decide to do with Mahoraga. But this is personally, I think, the character I would be most excited for and most excited to see, because I think it'd be very, very hype. Now, we could also see the Shibuya arc Sukuna here. I think we could see different versions of Sukuna as well. So we obviously have the Sukuna that fights Jogo, and then we have a version of Sukuna that also fights Mahoraga. So I don't know which, we could see two different types of Sukuna come out, maybe one this year, maybe one towards the beginning of next year. We'll have to see, but I think it's very likely that we see some sort of new Sukuna unit as well. We just got the first Sukuna unit, so this one definitely will not be until like the end of the year or further in the year, because they're not going to release one Sukuna right after the other. They want people to actually use the one that's out in the game right now and enjoy him. And there was already so much hype behind the first Sukuna, like it broke the game. It actually broke the game. So they need to give it time to cool down. And if they give it the right amount of time to cool down and then reintroduce this character at just the right time, it's literally going to break the servers again, because people will be coming for a higher finger count Sukuna. He's going to be absolutely insane. Shibuya Sukuna is going to be crazy. So I think this character draws a lot of hype in. I think Mahoraga brings a lot of hype in. Imagine if they release these back to back or at the same time. They could do like a festival where they release both at the same time, like the hidden inventory characters. Oh my gosh, that'd be crazy. That'd be absolutely insane. But I think that's definitely a possibility to come this year. Now, we also have Toto when he hits his Black Flash and is drawing out 120% of his latent potential. I'd love to see a good Toto come to the game, man. We need a good Toto so bad. I really, really want this. I would love to use a good Toto in the game. We could also see the Gato from after he absorbs Mahito. I think that would be really cool to see. And obviously he has some fighting scenes in there where he fights Choso and whatnot, so it'd be cool to see this Gato from the Shibuya arc. Once again, I think this is something we won't see until later in the game, but who knows, it could come out sooner rather than later. But they seem to follow the order of the story with releasing characters, so that's why I've kind of put all these characters in order from the beginning of the Shibuya arc to the end of the Shibuya arc, because realistically I don't think they're going to release characters sooner than they are out in the story. They almost definitely won't come out in the story. So if Gato's not in the story, Gato's not coming out as a character from the Shibuya arc. That's my opinion. That's at least how they've done it, so let me know if you guys agree or disagree with that. And we have one more character besides Gato here, and that is Urame, if I'm saying that correctly. Hopefully that is Sukuna's partner, and the Shibuya arc did have a little bit of, not much of a fight scene, I guess, but they did do a little bit with the ice. I think this is like the least likely character to see come out, just because we don't know that much about this character as of yet, if we're following the anime and the story and whatnot. And so it's possible that we get a version of Urame, but I really don't know. It'd be hype too. I would love to see it, but these are just kind of my thoughts. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Are there any characters that I missed from the Shibuya arc that are not already confirmed that I was guessing about them potentially coming? I think that covered all the characters that weren't on this graphic, but if I missed any, let me know down in the comments, and let me know your thoughts about who you want to see come out sometime this year. If you guys enjoyed the video, please consider going down there, hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.